Greetings and salutations, this is Jason Silverain, and today I'm taking a look at Card of Spirits, a game so layered in English, it hurts at times. Now, Card of Spirits was released in June 2016. It's a very simple game. It's developer TXBD&PKX&LF. Ugh, that's a mouthful. Is also the publisher. It's the only game they've released on Steam, and it's initially very visually attractive. It's very cheap as well. It's £1.59 or 47 pence in the 70% off Steam sale. It's on sale quite a lot, so it's very easy to pick up on the cheap. Whether it's worth that much is kind of debatable. First of all, both Steam cards and achievements, and the achievements are very simple. As you can see, it's like winning or losing a game, playing a certain amount of rounds of the game. But wow, this will actually take you forever, though you can get through a round in a few minutes, so it's not too hard to do if you want to grind for achievements or cards. Now, the options are very simple. There's not really much in the game. You have music volume, you have sound. The game boasts 7 languages. However, there is an issue. As you can see, you've got simplified Chinese, traditional Chinese, Korean, Russian, German, Japanese, and finally English. Most of those seem like they've been put through Google Translate, according to the comments and feedback of quite a few people. So it really would benefit from a natural speaker. Also, the game, whilst quite pretty, is relatively small. It's slap bang in the centre of my screen. There's no way of making it full screen, and you can't really do much with it. Apparently, trying to take screenshots will cause the game to close, and the game is a little unstable. I've had it actually just quit on me for no reason a few times. Also, if something happens in the actual game itself, what doesn't match the rules, the game will usually crash. It's something I would imagine I would have seen on Newgrounds or something smaller about 20 years ago, but with Steam Early Access and Greenlight, it's the typical fare that pops up every so often. Now you can, as of looking now, can change the skins and card decks. Well, technically, your card deck and your background. Now, I like the fact there's a preview. The thing is, I really like that deck, but I hate that background, and that is the issue. If you could change them separately, that would be nice, and a lot of them are very dark. Also, from what you can see on the screen right now, there's no way of zooming in on the cards, and the card art is very pretty and one of the things that draw people to buying this game. But because you can't zoom in, it's kind of a bit of a waste, which is a real shame. So, I'm just going to have a quick look. You know what's changed things out? I'll go for that one. One where you can actually see the card art and the background separately. So now how do I see? I don't know if I press escape here, it will quit the game. I'm going to try. No, it just goes back. Sometimes it has quit the game. Again, I don't know if that's just due to the game being a little unstable, the actual crash. Now, the rules for this game are not actually in the game whatsoever. They're only on the Steam store page, and I'm going to turn to Henry, the wonderful text-to-speech bot, to actually read this aloud as I begin to play the game.
Game rule. Every turn, the player of that turn must play a card that give you a total value greater or equal the total value of the opponent. In case of a draw, both players' cards on the field is removed, and both players draw one card. For example, if I have 3 on the field, and my opponent have 2 plus 3, you must play a card that added to your current value gives you 5 or higher, so in this case any number higher or equal than 2 are good. At the end of the game, which is when both players have no cards in their hand, the player that of higher value will win. Also, you must surpass your opponent every turn. If you don't, you will lose even if you still have in your hand. Card type. Cards are divided into 2 types. 1-8 are ordinary cards. J, Q, K, Z are special cards. Special cards can reverse the situation.
See, did everyone get all that? Essentially, I've got to play cards that are higher than my opponents. And as you just saw, I thought I'd try out, see if it would let you purposely throw the match. And apparently it does, which is really surprising. I thought there'd be something in there to stop you from playing cards that were not valid or would cause you to lose. So yes, you can see this is relatively simple. I guess get a tie and reset the board, but there is something very addictive about the game. It's actually quite a very simple rule set. I mean, if it was a bit more clear about what each special card does, it'd be quite fun. And the music's relatively jazzy and quite upbeat and quite varied, but I don't know if he's actually had someone make the music for them, or if it's music that's on Creative Commons. There's not much variation in the gameplay style, there's not many additional tactics you can do, you're very much stuck in the same linear style of things. I mean, using the special cards mix it up a little bit, but more often than not, it usually doesn't do all that much. I mean, you will always try to play your lower numbered cards first to get them out of your deck, but you can quite easily lose if you have a bit of bad luck, and you just keep being given lower cards. Okay, I think I will use a Joker or Jack. I'm not sure which one I'm supposed to represent, just to clear the board. See, if he kept drawing 4s and 5s and I got nothing but 1s, I would not be able to win, I'd just lose. So it's a bit of a random chance. Okay, the Qs, the Queens, swap the players' decks. Well, I say decks. The cards they have laid out in front of them. I believe Z copies the... Oh, so Z destroys the card. One of them copies the card and places it on your side. Don't have any cards. I win. So you can see, very simple. I'm just going to play through one more round of that, and as you see, more upbeat music. I swear I've heard this from somewhere else though. I do love the art, but again, it's so small you can't really appreciate it properly. So we start with a 1. He draws out a 2. I draw out my 2, making it 3. And you ideally want to bunny hop it and just keep it as low as possible, so you don't get stuck with these load cards that you can't get rid of. So far it's going quite well for me. And the AI pretty much does the same tactic and will only resort to their named cards when they have no other choice. Named lettered cards when they have no other choice. So now what fun and giggles can I get up to? So first I'll swap things around. Thanks for your hand. Oh, sorry. So now I'll just start destroying your cards. And you just reset everything. That, actually, more often than not, is how I usually lose. Okay. Keep swapping these round. I'll have yours, thank you very much. And you draw a card each round usually. Sometimes you don't, and it's not quite obvious why not. But as we both resorted in having no cards we could play, it comes to who has the least cards in their hand, and that's the game in a nutshell. Now, I'm unsure whether to recommend it or not. I'm very much on the fence with this one. I'm leaning towards no, however. It's not bad. It's not great either. I mean, I very much like the art style. I like the music. Though I do think you should be able to choose your backgrounds or your card skins separately. I also think that it's a bit of a waste that it's so zoomed out, so you can't really appreciate the art properly. There's no art gallery. which would also be very nice. The English is just quite poor in places, and the lack of a tutorial or instructions in the game is also a problem. So if you won't be able to access the Steam store for whatever reason, you've not played it for a while, you maybe can't remember how to play. It's not very new player friendly, but then again, it's so simple that you can pick it up pretty quickly. It would be nice to actually have instructions or notes at least explaining what each special card does. Otherwise, I've had to just go by guesswork. But that's all for this one. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.